The holes are in the house. Valley Hole. What a record she has in Leogang. She'll be coming up much, much later in the afternoon. She said actually at the start of the week that she was worried about how much Aperol Spritz her family would have a chance to consume before her race run, but you never know. Marine Cabirou, fastest qualifier yesterday for the first time in her career, if you can believe that. But first up, junior women. Lena Frenner, first of our Austrian big hopes, last to drop, and what a day it would be for Austrian downhill if they could get a winner in the junior and a winner in the leads. It's a couple of big ifs in that sentence, but it is there for the doing. Rosa Marie Jensen for Specialized, second fastest. We'll start second last today. Rosa Zierl, we've heard apparently a DNS today, waiting for confirmation on that for Cube Factory Racing. But I'm happy to say it's going to be an Irish rider who gets us underway here in Leogang. The fourth round, the UCI Downhill World Cup for Junior Women starts with Lillian Tobin from Ireland. And Mark, talk us through the top half of this course. What are your eyes telling you of how much it's changed from what we saw earlier in the week?
Well, it's evolved. Like, certain sections are brand new in the meadow. This is a bike park section here, this right, so you've got a hard base. Now she goes down, hits this rut. This is open grass. It started as open grass, so it's evolved into the ruts. You'll just be looking to pick a rut and carry as much momentum as you can across a slippy off camber.
Yeah, Lillian Tobin, she's done a lot of racing at home in Ireland, where I can personally vouch the hills are slightly smaller than they are here in Austria, but doing it the right way. She's won a lot at national level and is now out in the international. She's had a go at an IXS recently, a Maxis IDMS before she came here at Cullohill. Third at that national round. And it's good to see that gateway into the World Cups. Here's the first split time. We just wait for the graphic to update. A 103.6 through there, but Mark, it does look to me as if it's dry in this top part of the course. If we say a bit more wind about up top, some more direct sunlight, that looks pretty good through there now. But if you can hold that image in your head for what awaits in the woods lower down, different game of darts altogether.
Yeah, absolutely. And if the weather continues like we see on our pictures now, it's going to change quite a lot. Another hour, it's a different track.
Problems for Tobin through the stump section. And I think in every race as well, we're going to see someone go absolutely cuckoo bananas through the route section.
Absolutely, we are. Yeah. We are going to see complete lack of caution and all in.
Yeah, no spoilers, but we did see a bit of that during the junior men's race. It'll be no shock to anyone. Tobin back on the bike, though. Doesn't look like any problems, but just sort of bobbled off towards the bottom of the rock section as we head back up to the top for Raina Logar. Frameworks Racing. TRP, I tell you what, Nico Mullally absolutely hoovering up the best young American talent here at the UCI Downhill World Cup.
Different line there, Rick. She's opting to go outside and cut back across. Maybe she misses some.
Oh, yeah, hits a hole there, though. Second rider we've seen struggle down there, Mark, so maybe just getting really cut up at the bottom of that, rolling.
Yeah, and like I said, it's you're going to have to evolve your lines. Like, your preferred line might get blown to bits and you can't go in there anymore. Yeah. And you've got to find an alternative to make the best of it. You know, perfection is very hard to come by today. I'm
guessing as well, though, some riders will be naturally better at that than others. You know, that sort of change of plan last minute and adapting, whereas I guess some other riders will have very much a fixed mindset of, I'm going to be on this line, this line, that line.
Yeah, the mentality, the type of person they are, that changes a lot. Some people can be so sort of just change and it looks perfect. They just make it look good.
Martin Mays.
Exactly. From his enduro background, he would have to change line just like that.
Just reading the track in front of you as you see it. Where were you on the spectrum of set in stone or make it up as you go along?
Not very good at making it up as I'm going along. I wanted to have a plan. I wanted to be precise. And if I was full of confidence, then I could adapt quite quickly. If I had low confidence, no.
Yeah.
I would really struggle.
Well, here we go. First look at the wood section. Mark, talk us through here, because as soon as you turn left...
Well, first and foremost, what I'll say is our camera doesn't do justice of how steep these woods are. They are super steep.
Oh, nice through there for Logar. Yeah, it's steep down that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the whole section is really steep, and you've really got to have your wits about you. It's nasty, it's rooty, it's slippery. You can see how the bike's getting kicked left and right. It's really a tricky section.
And it's visually very, very difficult as well. And we can start to see now that the sun's come up, these shafts of light that you get through here in Leogang. It's just another thing to distract the rider's eye from just finding that line where they want to be.
Yeah, having the right goggle lens just to try and defer the dappled light is really important, and you'd have to play with that throughout the week. But they haven't had much opportunity because it's just been raining.
Yeah, it has been a war of attrition this week, all week long. The rain has been absolutely non-stop. And I mean, as much as that's given a lot of wet weather running, it's given very little chance to get used to a track that's dry. And as Logar heads out into the open, our second rider down here in the junior women's race, takes flight, nicely done across the big finish line jump. Logar fastest by 39.9 seconds. Tobin, we know, was off during her run, so that's our first real benchmark of the day. The junior women's. Next up, Raina Logar, also from the USA, also one of Frameworks, wearing identical kit. We rejoin the run live. I'm going to hedge our bets and say they're sisters. 5.7 seconds slower at the fourth. They are, of course, sisters. So Raina not having as good a time of it.
Oh, she didn't. She's had a problem.
Yeah, just got pushed over to the right-hand side of the course. Doesn't go for the big gap, didn't have the entry speed. Raina Logar, okay though, she's all right. She just got pushed off the side of the course slightly, Mark.
Fun fact, I crashed in this left-hander one year in finals.
Your idea of fun facts and my idea of fun facts are different. Big one?
I threw away a top 10, I think, yeah.
Set of hotel bed sheets ruined, was it?
Yeah, nice graze on my left arm.
Yeah, there you go. Raina Logar heads down towards the line. 20 seconds back off her sister's current hot seat time. Cameron Bragg, Stoic Racing, Canadian. Let's see how she's getting on the clock so far. Yeah, 13.2 seconds down, so junior women struggling to make the best of the conditions here, but we saw during the junior men's race that there was a big chunk of that mid-race section where riders really struggled to go faster than the hot seat time.
Yeah, and that's like...
Is that just somebody putting one together?
It is, like, when it starts to go bad, you get muddy gloves, you can't hold on, you can't get the feeling on the grips. Like, once your run starts going bad,
yeah,
it goes from bad to worse.
I've said this a lot, I feel, in commentary over the years. One of my least favourite things on earth is a muddy glove and a muddy grip. It's just one of the most soul-destroying experiences you'll ever have on a bike. Bragg down to the line, second, 18.6 seconds past, so Raina Logar leads the way here in Leogang. Gianna Neff up next, Swiss rider. Yeah, muddy gloves, muddy grips, no fun. Let's see how Neff's getting on in the woods. She was faster on the way into them, 10th of a second up, but she's been down somewhere, Mark.
You can't see any dirt on her though, can you?
No, maybe just being cautious on the way through them. And goes for the big gap, gets it.
Yeah, gets it nicely too.
Yeah, that is the one benefit of the fashion of white riding kit and downhill, is it makes it very easy in commentary to tell somebody's crashed.
Yeah, I don't think she has crashed. Perhaps she's been off course.
Maybe,
a bit of an off-course excursion. I think this is a day to adopt the technique of trying to hang on to the bars if you're coming off, at least with one hand.
The Mark Beaumont patented crash but hold on to the thing.
Yeah, it's one of those days.
Second place for Neff so far, and we've 5 to go here in Leogang. Aletha Ostgaard. Now this is going to be interesting. Ostgaard one of the runs of the weekend in Ludenviel last time out, where she crashed right at the top of the course and got herself back on the podium by the bottom. Ostgaard, what's the first split going to say? Yep, 4.2 seconds faster. She's moving up there, Mark.
Yeah, she was fast into that left. You could see she'd carried momentum off that rutted left-hander. Into the tunnel section now she goes.
Yeah, she was in the wars during practice and had a crash during quali, but managed to get herself on the podium. 1 round 9, 1 round 10 last season, 1 round 1 this season. As I say, third in Ludenviel with that crash. Really nicely done through there. Survives. No, just has to dab a foot there, losing time through there, but pretty much the rest of the field have as well, so that's not a disaster for Ostgaard.
No, it's okay. Just keep momentum, keep paddling if you have to, and just don't stop.
Yeah, Canyon Racing Squad.
Nice, great through there.
Obviously not the day they wanted yesterday. Overall points leader Lucas Shaw in elite men's race not making it through, but Fabian Burrell out the bottom will be loving this from Ostgaard. 8.9 seconds faster at the second split for Ostgaard.
She got that stump section really nice, and now she's just got to work hard.
Yeah, Aletha Ostgaard, one of the real rising stars of women's downhill. And as I say, she get on the podium with a crash in her run in Ludenviel. Dabbing her foot a couple of times at the top of Leogang isn't going to cause her any problems. Lovely over that big tabletop jump from Ostgaard through the motorway now.
Who's working the bike really nicely.
Let's see what the third split tells us. She looked pretty much perfect through there.
The G-forces into this wall ride are just for the viewers here. I used to inhale to fill my chest cavity because it used to crush me in the corners.
No way.
Yeah.
10.8 seconds at the third split. I'm going to be asking you again about that later on, because it's so fast. When you stand beside it, the whole thing rattles. That's a lovely entry into the woods from Ostgaard.
She looks pretty confident with it, doesn't she, Rick? Like, riding really well.
Yeah, and I think this is telling us already, Mark, that the theme of the day in the woods is that you've got to be aggressive. You've got to take them on, because they're not going to respect you pussyfooting about.
No, you need to manhandle it and really force the issue to make sure that you ride the corners with conviction, you ride the sections with conviction. Oh, a little bubble.
Yeah. Ostgaard, though, still upright, still moving. This is going to be a huge time if she can get to the line. 12.8 seconds extending at every split so far. Ostgaard got that win, as I say, in wet, cold conditions. Mona Park, Yongpyong, round 1 in South Korea. 12.8 seconds up here at the fourth split in Leogang.
She looked to me like she took a bit of caution in a couple of those more tricky, steep sections that are really chopped out. And she's just sort of measured in the areas that she's not 100% confident.
Here comes Aletha Ostgaard. Is she about to hit the hot seat and put a oh, gets bucked and heads the left-hand side, crosses the line. 14.2 seconds. Moves Mark Beaumont and myself back across the commentary booth as Fabian Burrell puffs the cheeks out. I was going to say drama-free run, but almost got sent off the bike right at the death. Next up, it's Tate Pruill-Roy, Canadian. Rosa Zero DNS from yesterday. Pruill-Roy, 13.3 seconds back. And Mark, that is the example of what we were talking about there, though. She's just a bit more cautious through the woods than Ostgaard was, and they're not going to reward that today.
No, they're not. She's been aggressive top to bottom, and this is, you know, maybe she's had some issues in practice, nursing an injury from a practice crash. You know, it doesn't take a lot to be a little bit off. Means a long way on the clock.
Yeah. Top 3 currently covered by 28.1 seconds. Let's get Pruill-Roy down the line. 16.4 back into third place, though, for the Canadian national champion, so by no means a bad effort. But Aletha Ostgaard, just having a look at the bike. Chain device looks like it's sitting very, very high off that front chain ring, so maybe just got knocked somewhere. But Aletha Ostgaard in the hot seat comfortably. 2 Americans leading the way here. Here's how she did it. Attacked it from top to bottom. Had a big finish line moment all to herself, but survived it. Let's hear from your race leader. Here's Aletha.
Aletha, not quite the hot seat. Well, it is the hot seat, but we're not talking from the hot seat. How was that run? It looked outrageous.
Oh my gosh, I was on the edge the whole time. I was really starting to fatigue toward the end, and I knew that I had to play it a little safe because it was so hard. It was so easy to just get relaxed and crash. So I'm just happy that I made it down without having a crash, even with those close calls.
How is the course running? We know yesterday it was honestly so chaotic, but today it doesn't look as bad, maybe, if we could say?
It's a bit better up top because it turned into gravel mud, but it's getting really that slick peanut butter mud at the bottom. It's getting pretty scary.
And then how do you think that time will compare? It's a pretty good time.
I don't know, with all the mistakes I made, I think I'll be maybe in there, but I don't think I'll win it.
Well, we wish you all the best. Thanks, Aletha.
Thank you so much.
Aletha Ostgaard leading the way. With 2 to go. Here in Leogang, 3rd round of the UCI Downhill World Cup in 2026. A quadruple header of racing this weekend. Here we go, look at this, Mark. Whoa, whoa, that'll open your eyes.
That's a better angle. You come up a little bit short.
Uncle Fab said no. Fabian Burrell. I mean, in fairness to him, a few sketchy moments himself over the years up there. Rosemarie Jensen up next, Lena Frenner for Austria, last rider to drop. There is what, I'm not sure what the Austrian for the lads is, but that's them. Oh, unbelievably they're wearing the same thing you've got on. Yeah, downhill day in Leogang, always a huge party. The powder flares are off. This is it. What a big day in downhill racing. And it is, Mark. For years, it kind of got a bit of a bad press as being too bike park. And then with the advent of the Austrian riders doing better, they've made changes to the track every year. And the whole area has got behind this race, hasn't it? And now it's one of the big ones on the calendar. Well, Rosemarie Jensen for Specialized Gravity on course now. Just one rider left to drop after her, and guess what? She's an Austrian, but little dab of the right foot there from Jensen. UCI Junior Downhill World Champion Rosa Zierl not starting today either, so Aletha Ostgaard knows that there's a huge amount of points in the race for the overall here up for grabs, and she's making a good claim to them in the hot seat at the minute by 14.2 seconds.
She carried great speed across that camber just above there.
Yeah, Rosemarie Jensen on that new Specialized demo. Exits the tunnel. There's that new grip tape they've put down, that rubber matting.
Opting to go inside right there. Yeah. We haven't seen many do that.
Hung a leg off as well, but it worked for her. What's the first split going to tell us? 1.2 back on Aletha Ostgaard, so closest anyone's been. Really nice through there from Jensen. You like that? That's the Mark Beaumont approved line through there.
Yeah, I like that little transfer hop across. It looks really nice.
And you can see from here on down then, it does start to get wetter. And Mark, as well, mentally, it's hard to tell your brain not to worry what your eyes are seeing.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, they'll all use, I used to use imagery where you run through the track in your head, you imagine what you're going to do, where you're going to place your wheels, and you'd always have that. This section would be that crux section that you know you've got to get it perfect. This has to be perfect here Otherwise, this motorway is bad.
Yeah, let's get the split time. Rosemary Jensen, 3.1 seconds back, so gets the first big FMX kicker, goes round the second one. Laurent Delorme, the Specialized staff watching on the bottom. Rosemary Jensen got a win early at the start of last year, said that drone's not going to be winning anything anytime soon. It's out of play.
She's working hard, tucking down behind the bars, carrying good speed, clears that tabletop with ease.
Yeah, really, really good team to be on. Rosemary Jensen goes without saying, really professionally run. Laurent Delorme, Specialized gravity team. A lot of opportunities to learn around some of the best in the business.
Oh, just mistimes that roller a little bit. You see the kick through the front wheel.
3.9, so 0.8 of a second. Back, gets that gap done really nicely. Heads into the woods now, Rosemary Jensen.
A 3.9 back, she would still slot into second comfortably, so it'd still be a great ride.
And here we go, gets to work in amongst the trees. Fourth in Ludenville, fifth in round one. So building some good results this season, but wants to get herself at least up on the podium here in Leogang, I guess, Mark.
Yeah, I should be looking for a podium without a doubt. She was great through that steep section into that right-hander, kept her feet clipped in, nice and tidy, and maintained speed perfect.
And yeah, I think the thing that's helping really is that the woods, it is maintaining enough moisture that the mud is actually still, like, it's still viscous enough to leave the bike. It's not clinging too much. The bikes aren't filling up as much as we've seen them in other places, but it won't be long before that turns to that sort of claggy peanut butter, horrible stuff that does cling. Oh, a big pull there from Jensen. 5.2 back at fourth.
There's a heavy impact there.
Yeah, feel that in the morning.
Yeah, I think the mud's like kind of right in the middle now and much drier, and maybe here a little bit it's claggy out of this right-hander.
Yeah, Specialized gravity as well. They will be using this run from Rosemary Jensen to help inform what their elite men are up to and thinking about for their runs. Let's get her across the line in second place by 8.5 seconds off that time of Ostgaard, but on the podium so far with only one rider to go. Rosemary Jensen will get her best result of the season. Today, it's not going to be a win, but really good rider to watch, Jensen. So hectic.
I was doing the same thing where I was like just speeding out of myself. Yeah. Good job.
And waiting.
Here we go, last to drop then. Lena Frenner for Norco by Adidas Race Division. Another squad celebrating the whole team getting through the finals for the last time. And this woman is the last rider on course in the Junior Women's World Cup. Big pull across there, worked really well. Frenner, 2.1 seconds faster than Ostgaard at the first split. Now it's a bike race.
So she's set a stall out for a home win in the Junior Women's, which would be great to see on the Norco bike.
Yeah, this would be a huge, huge start to the day for the Austrian fans if they could get a winner in the Junior Women's race. Lena Frenner on course now and up at the first split on the time of Aletha Ostgaard, who's currently in the hot seat.
Not pretty through that tricky right-hander, Rick, but she managed to keep it on two wheels.
Yeah,
kept her feet on the pedals as well.
Doesn't have to be. As she enters the stump section, Greg Menard watches on, chewing gum, having a good look at it, doing his best Jose Mourinho impression. Crosses the second split, 1.1 faster, so Frenner faster than Ostgaard so far. Menard starts to believe.
She carried great speed out of that stump section into the start of the motorway, Rick.
Turns right, Frenner now onto the motorway. Needs to be absolutely clinical through here. Looking really, really good. That Norco prototype bike carrying some really good speed. They made some revisions, haven't they, Mark? It brakes slightly differently now.
Yeah, I understand they were having some problems under braking, and they managed to settle it down and stabilise the bike to give them a bit more confidence.
Yeah, Gracie Hemstreet coming up right at the end of the show in the elite women's race. A big, big day for women's downhill. 1.6 seconds faster. Frenner wants to make this a big, big day for herself.
It's all to play for here now in these woods. 1.6 can be easily thrown away with today's conditions.
Yeah, she won in Ludenvale last year, her only win to date, but anchors up slightly on the way into the woods, and now she has no option but to attack down through here. Brenner really, really good at this loose technical ride, and we know that. That's what got her that win in Ludenvale last season.
Looked good through there, just letting the bike dance underneath her.
Second in Ludenvale this year. Yeah, looks like she's got plenty more in the tank as well, Mark. Looks really nicely settled into this run.
I loved it how she lowered her heels through that left-hander. Did you see how much traction she had? Generated all of that herself.
1.6 seconds. Manar looks on. Alan Milway, also team manager down at Norco Adidas Race Division. Two of them have put heart and soul into this team. 2.3 seconds at the fourth split. Lena Frenner going really, really well here. I wasn't sure if we were going to see that time of Aletha Ostgaard get beaten, but Frenner's putting it to the sword here in Leogang.
Yeah, Alan Milway and Greg Minard, not a bad team to have backing you when you want to win races.
And they have backed this young woman 2 or 3 years now. They reckon she is the next big thing, and she's making a big claim for it. Here comes Lena Frenner, the last rider on the hill in the junior women's race. Is she going to send the Austrian crowd through the roof? She does. 3.4 seconds. Greg Minard has a winner. Norco by Adidas Race Division take a win, and Austria take a win here in Leogang in the junior women's race. Lena Frenner take a bow. What a run.
Just pick up on that last chicane into that small double before the tunnel. She carried so much speed out of that right and made the little double look easy, where other girls had been giving it a good pull to get over that. Impressive ride.
Second win from 12 starts, her fourth podium. But Mark, just an exhibition in bike riding, really. Was so composed and not scared of the conditions whatsoever.
No, she looked unbelievably comfortable, especially in the lower woods. She was being so aggressive, like railing the turns. It looked really, really good.
As you said it yourself, she looked locked in through the woods, just used every part of her body to keep that bike moving forward, got the eyes and elbows up and just kept going. And then in through these woods. So committed through there. She's kind of morphing into Gracie Hemstreet, isn't she? That's how Gracie Hemstreet's run looks.
Yeah, she is, and that's just time together, practicing. You just get your progression is just so steep.
Look at that then. Frenner, your winner ahead of Ostgaard, Jensen, Logar, Prulroy, Neff, Bragg, Logar, Tobin. Top three covered by 11.9 seconds. Another big time spread. Well, we can hear from your race winner. Here's Norco by Adidas Race Divisions, Lena Frenner.
Lena, a win on home soil. How does it feel?
That's an unreal feeling. I don't know what to say. There are so many people. Thank you for all of them just cheering at me.
Yeah, it sounded like the crowd out there was, honestly, it was amazing for you.
Oh yeah, I went into the race and I was like shocked because there's so many people screaming my name. Oh, it's a really good feeling.
That must feel so good. And then how was the track out there?
Oh, it's slippery. I was scared, but I just keep pushing and yeah, it's pretty good.
Wow, congratulations. Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
Lena Frenner will enjoy that one.